Hi, everybody. I accidentally switched it over right as Doug was taking a drink of water, so y'all
Oh,
get
this is the
to.
first time I'm seeing your hair. I like it. It's just kind
Oh,
of all curly
thank
and shit.
you.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I just slept in braids last night because I guess quick sorry personal shout out for myself. Last night I on my personal stream we raised $3,000 for the American Cancer Society. So one
Nice.
of the things that I did was I got a pie to the face. Um,
Now,
so
was it a pie or was it like one of the plates filled with cream?
I did a little bit of a cheat. I put chocolate fudge pudding in there and then
Okay.
topped it with whipped cream because I didn't just want whipped cream. Because that feels cheap. I wanted some like pudding on, at least
It,
some pudding and graham crackers in there too.
that's good. See, it's weird because like an actual pie doesn't look as good to the face, but like the cream looks better. But you're right, it feels weird when it's just the cream. Like you want other stuff in there. You want cherry, you want chocolate, you want the graham cracker stuff. So yeah, so it was smart. That's not
Yeah,
a cheat. That's actually in many respects being more authentic.
it felt authentic.
Comedically authentic.
I had to take a shower like late last night because I had pie everywhere and I was like I
Mhm.
can't sleep on dry hair. So anyway, slept in breads. That was a really long story to say thank you. I am also feeling my hair today.
Me too.
It looks great, Doug. Anyway, hello everyone. We're in a level 2 hype train. Y'all are amazing. Thank you for that. So let's get to some of these rules so we can get started. Oh, we always love a good cat moment. First and foremost, we're going to give some priority to the bit messages. I shouldn't say some. We give priority to the bit messages since that is real world money spent. I do have a list, so don't worry if it seems like we are getting behind. It's because we are. I do have a list with your question in it. We will get to it, but it may take sometimes up to 45 minutes to an hour for us to get to it. So there's no need to repeat it. I didn't miss it. It's there, I promise. On that same vein, please don't repeat the same things over and over again in chat. You could get timed out or even banned if you're going to be super obnoxious about it. I've already seen this be an issue today. Please watch the length of your questions. I tend to lose what the question is because I attempt to read it super fast because we have a lot of these to get through.
Mhm.
The shorter and to the point it is, the better that we're going to be able to answer it. And the longer time we can actually take to answer it because I don't have to read 7 sentences or whatever. I feel
No
like there's. Oh, no
spoilers?
spoilers. Thank you, Doug. Wow, you always remember that one. No spoilers, please. Not everyone has had a chance to see the latest and the greatest of the shows. So please, 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 no spoilers. Although, yes, we are allowed to talk about No Way Home spoilers. They're even, at this point, they're even advertising with the spoilers. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
like on YouTube, I just see like all those clips. Now, oh, here's the bloopers. Here's the behind the scenes. So yeah,
they posted a picture of all 3 of the actors doing the
pointing.
actual meme. And I was
Yeah.
like, yes, that is what we wanted in the movie. I mean, I guess we'll take this picture, but this is what we wanted in the movie. um, Otherwise, I think that's it.
Give me 1 second. The TV in your room's a little loud. Let me just say because I think it's gonna catch. Sorry. Give
Okay,
me 1 second. You can start the question.
great, fantastic. I will do that then. All right, Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug and Rob. I literally just finished watching the first season of Jessica Jones and I loved it. Kristen Ritter and David Tennant were both phenomenal. My favorite Marvel villain used to be Josh Brolin's Thanos, but now it's a toss up between him and Kilgrave. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, he is a really good villain, and it's funny because I kind of forget about because it was just that one season. I don't usually think of the TV shows when it comes to Marvel, but it's like, yeah, he was really great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really, really like it. And Rob apologizes, by the way, he could not be here today. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Turtle Power, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug and Rob. Great work on the Return to Oz Freak Show Cinema. You mentioned that Walter Murch ended up being fired from the production for a while, but did you know that his friends and ex-bosses George Lucas and Francis Ford Coppola were the ones who forced Disney to rehire him and finish the movie?
Yeah, I heard if they didn't, they were Lucas was possibly going to finish directing it.
Oh,
Uh,
interesting.
yeah, and then I don't know if it was like he kind of kicked himself off too, because like he was having some like nervous breakdowns or something like that. I heard something about that. It was a little vague,
Mm-hmm.
but I did hear that he was friends with Lucas and for Coppola, and they were really pushing for him. And yeah, I think Lucas offered to finish if they weren't going to go with it. But thankfully, they had him back, and that's like his only movie. It's the only thing he directed. It's a shame because it's fucking great.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Hello, you trio of legends. How you doing tonight?
As a duo, we're doing great.
Not the real Soundsmith, thank you for the 50 bits. Fun fact, Walter Murch in a recent interview talked about how it was his idea to add many of the more grisly and violent moments of the Clone Wars episodes he directed. When asked if he did it because kids today can handle it, he responded, paraphrased, I think they can, but I did it because it was my duty to tell a story in the best way possible that just involved pushing the envelope.
Yeah, and that's why that dude's cool, man. Yeah, it's fine. I guess he does more like sound stuff and editing, and I'm sure he does that great too. But yeah, man, he's a pretty cool director.
Turtle Power, thank you for the 50 bits. Lucas and Spielberg were so enthusiastic that the whole movie was even shot at Elstree Studios in London, where Raider of the Lost Ark and Star Wars had been shot.
Cool. That's really cool.
I know, guys, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, I know you don't like Mamma Mia, but please give Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again, a chance. It's basically the Ouija 2 of musicals in that it's much better than the first.
You know, I've heard everybody say that like, even if you hate the first one, the second one's pretty good. So I should. I'm still getting through a lot of stuff to watch, so it's not high in the list, but I have heard that. You're not alone on that.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Thoughts on Peacemaker so far?
I still haven't seen anything past like whatever the first 3-4 episodes. So I'm sorry, and it's gonna be a bit as well. I'm about to head out on a trip here, so yeah, sorry about that.
I'm disappointed, Doug. I believe Waveflow is too, so you know.
I just got through like Disenchantment, got through Pam and Tommy. What's another one? I finished another show too. I'm forgetting what it is. See, there's too many shows. That's the problem.
There is.
Stop making so many good shows.
Too much media, for sure.
Yes.
Turtle Power, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug and Rob. Looking forward to Dark Knight month next week. Batman Begins is my favorite Nolan Batman. Yes, I know it's flawed, but I love it's the slightly more stylized look and comic-like story compared to The Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises. Plus, I just love that monorail and the fact that they built so many crazy huge sets for it.
Yeah, no, it's cool. And that's another one I think they filmed a lot of that in Chicago. So always love a movie that's shot in Chicago.
I know it, guys. Thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, can you review the Looney Tunes films known as Tweety's High Flying Adventure, Bah Humduck, A Looney Tunes Christmas, and Rabbit's Run after Dark Knight month?
Rabbit's Run. Somebody was talking about Lola, like, oh, she should be the star or something. It's like that was the name of the one. I don't know how many clicks they would get. I never did see Bah Humduck. I probably should as a Looney Tunes fan because I always saw it at the video store all the time. So I'll at least try to check it out. I never heard the Tweety one.
That Disney nerd. Thank you for the 100 bits. Did you hear about the new hero and villain joining the MCU? Hot Dog Man and his arch rival, the Eagle Freak of Nature, coming April 20th, 2069.
I'm assuming this is a Peacemaker.
It's not a Peacemaker joke.
That's DC too. What am I talking about?
One of the incentives for my stream last night was I had found my middle school sketchbook, and we were looking through my middle school sketchbook, and one of the things I had was a single frame comic of Hot Dog Man and his rival, the Eagle Freak of Nature. So,
well, that totally should be. If DC can have Condiment Man, why not Marvel with Hot Dog Man?
I think I'm just gonna have to. It's still next to me. Let me find it. Everyone needs to see it. Now everyone needs to see it. Hold on. Let me find Hot Dog Man.
Look at that. You had like the sketchbook. You didn't have like just the little lined paper. You actually had like a sketchbook.
I had a sketchbook. I don't know how well you can see it, but I'm
on a delay on my end.
That's Hot Dog Man.
That's amazing.
With his little flying pig.
That's phenomenal.
And that's the Eagle Freak of Nature.
What, the
flying pig?
Hot dog. Oh, is that it? He's like dead? That's the hot dog that died?
Yes. That's the joke. He's a flying hot pig because he's dead for Hot Dog Man. So
it's very good. I like that.
Yep. Anyway, I know it, guys. Thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, will you ever review the Bobbleheads movie or the 2021 Cinderella movie? For the former, it looks terrifying. For the latter, even though it's a jukebox musical, the songs are extremely forgettable. Also, will you check out Music, the film by Sia?
All of those I want to see. It's getting time and seeing if I can work it into maybe do a nostalgia critic on them because I hear they're all quite bad. And I'm curious to see in what way they are bad because it sounds like they would be bad for different reasons. So we'll see.
Tapit, thank you for the 50 bits. Now that the reboot of The Proud Family is on Disney Plus, this might be the perfect opportunity to watch the original series for Disney-cember.
I think all the shows I'm doing this year are picked out. And actually, Proud Family was going to be on there, but then when I saw they're doing more of them, I'm like, oh, I should probably wait until they finish that up. So, yeah, maybe next year. But yeah, all the shows this year are picked out.
What the heck? Sorry, I'm being weird. Okay. Zelmiran, thank you for the 50 bits. NC recommendation 13 Ghosts 2001.
I never saw that. I saw the original. I haven't seen the remake though. I'll try to check it out.
I know, guys, thank you for the 50 bits. Do you think you'll review Sonic the Hedgehog after Dark Knight Month, considering that Sonic the Hedgehog 2 heads to theaters on April 8th?
I don't know. There's always that thing of like, do we ruin our streak of, you know, people liking a video by doing something that could potentially get a lot of downvotes? But I don't know. We'll have to see, because I might be waving the red cape in front of the bull there, because I didn't hate it. I just thought it was very underwhelming. So I don't know. If I'll tell you what, if I was gonna do it, I would probably do it after Sonic 2, so at least I could compare them, because Sonic 2 looks like fun. So at least I can point and be like, yes, that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. But I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know.
I know. Oh, I just read that. Antari, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, just a reminder, the second half of the final season of Amphibia is premiering March 19th. Currently, season 1, 2, and the first half of season 3 are Disney Plus right now. Please tell me you'll watch Amphibia after Star Wars Rebels.
What? I forget if it's after that. Like right after that. That's the next one. But I do have it on the list.
Matt Hanna, thank you for the 50 bits. So, Heather and Doug, what are your thoughts on Pinocchio, the character in the Disney film?
Well, I'm assuming we mean the original, because they're remaking that. We're remaking that like 4 times this year. Clearly, the best one's going to be Pauly Shore. But I like him. The only thing, even as a kid, I thought was a little weird. It's like, Pinocchio's got to learn lessons. And it's like, but you created him, Blue Fairy. Why don't you just make him already learn the lessons? You know what I mean? Like, shouldn't Geppetto learn something? He's the person that already exists. But even as a kid, that was a little weird to me. But no, I like him. He's likable. You want to, you know, go with him on his journey and stuff. So yeah, no, I liked him.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Hello, you wonderful people, you. How y'all doing today? So my 2 quick questions for y'all. Rob, oh no, Rob's not here. I'm sorry. And Doug, for Dark Knight why can't I say this? Dark Knight Month. There we go. Next week, are you going to review Batman 89 or Batman Begins first?
I'm going to do the Dark Knight movies. It'd be weird doing Dark Knight Month and I don't start with a Dark Knight movie. So yeah, I'm going to do the Nolan films and then do Batman and then Mask of the Phantasm.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug. Have you finished the new season of Rick and Morty yet? And if so, what are your thoughts? In particular, what did you think of the finale?
Yeah, I saw it. I really liked it. I'm trying to remember finale. That's right. Okay, I won't give it away. But yes, I really, really liked it. Even the episodes that were okay were still phenomenal, if that makes sense, because the writing is just so good. Yeah, every time I see like Rick and Morty's on HBO Max as a whole season, I'm like, ooh, I like whatever I'm watching, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna start watching Rick and Morty. That's still like just some of the best writing. Like comedy writing. I think it's probably the best comedy writing like right now.
Not the Real Soundsmith, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you seen James Gunn's Super yet?
No, I haven't, and I hear it's great. That's one I gotta check out.
L Lover, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey Doug, got a question for you. Would you ever consider doing a review of Agatha Christie's adaptation like And Then There Were None or Murder on the Orient Express?
I don't think anyone would click on that, man. You know, and you know, as part of the algorithm too, you want people to click on and like it and do all that stuff. But I saw the Kenneth Branagh one. I like that, and then I started the original, and I couldn't stand Albert Finney. But I should finish it because I hear it's really good. But he was just driving me nuts.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 50 bits. How the hell did Abuela from In the Heights and Maria and Riff from West Side Story not get nominated for Oscars? It's rigged, I tell you. Rigged! I am happy for Andrew Garfield and Ariana DeBose, who plays Anita in West Side Story. DeBose, sorry.
Yeah, who was the Abuela, then who was the other one in West Side Story?
Maria and Riff.
Oh, okay. I was legit shocked Riff did not get one. And she's good too, but I mean, like Riff, I was just like, this is like scary good. um, but that legit shocked me. Yeah.
I know, guys, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you checked out Charlie's new look for the A24 Has Been Hotel show? She looks pretty damn good. Her new name is Charlie Morningstar.
A24 Has Been Charlie. Let me see. Yeah, I didn't even know. I guess, yeah, first images. Here we maybe I'm not seeing it yet. Yeah, I guess I'll have to look it up later. Yeah, because I'm not seeing the new looks here yet. I'll get back to you on it.
Bernsey, thank you for the 50 bits. The cast of the Trailer Park Boys are coming to the Calgary Comic and Entertainment Expo. Doug and Heather, who's the nicest celebrity not involved with Channel Awesome, so no choosing Malcolm, that you guys have met?
That we melted. It's really hard to say. It's super hard to choose. I mean, I can name some. Dante's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Don Bluth was very nice. Corey Taylor was amazing.
Greg Sestero was so great.
Phenomenal. Mara Wilson's very, very sweet. I mean, I can keep going. It's really one of those where it's like, it's easier. I'm not going to, but it's easier to name the ones that were not so nice. And even then I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Like, just I only think I would go off of one hand, like how many people are saying, oh, they were kind of a pain or whatever. It's like they've all been amazing. They're all super sweet people. Tom Ruger is another one. Sherry Stoner, phenomenal. So yeah, we've been very, very fortunate that the celebrities we worked with have also been very, very nice people.
Satanix, thank you for the 200 bits, because I'm going to combine their two, because they accidentally pressed enter too early. Just wanted to say, stay awesome, Channel Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate
easy one
that.
To combine too.
I know, guys, thank you for the 50 bits. Will you ever look at Oceans 11, 12, 13, or 8? 11 and 13 are pretty good, while 12 and 8 are just okay.
I saw the first one. I really liked it. There's something about... It's such a perfect standalone movie. I was never interested to go back. Oh, the teens getting back together. But maybe that's not fair. I should probably give it a chance.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. A few days ago, I checked out Heat 1995. What are your thoughts on it? I thought it was very good.
Oh, I love it. That's a wonderful film. And what a great way. I mean, it's just so funny because it's a remake, but the way they build up to Pacino and De Niro meeting for the first time, I mean, you would swear this was all written just to have those two actors meet in this scene. Like, it must have been. It's like, no, that was in the original. And they're just like, who can we get for this? Let's choose these two actors that have never acted in a scene together that, are so good people confuse them all the time, So it's like, yeah, it's a really great movie.
Big Mac, thank you for the 100 bits. Something I kind of admire about Batman Begins is that it didn't rely on using one of the big name villains to draw people in. I mean, this was the movie that was supposed to prove that a Batman film could sell again, and it did so purely with its story.
Yeah, I have mixed thoughts about it, because the Scarecrow's in there, and he always gets screwed when it comes to the movies. And that is like one of the most cinematic characters you can use. And they just kind of give him the shaft. He's there a little bit, and then he's pushed aside, and that's a shame. But I was impressed with how well, for the most part, they did Ra's al Ghul in that one. I liked it.
I know, guys, thank you for the 50 bits. I would love to see Lola Bunny, voiced by Kristen Wiig, team up with Andy Samberg for a spy movie, considering how much I love Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Maybe they'll... Maybe it'll be for like a Rescue Rangers thing. I don't know. Well, no, that's right, because that's Warner Brothers. But I don't know. Maybe that'll be their next project. They'll try to do another Looney Tunes show after Rescue Rangers. I don't know.
Tappet, thank you for the 50 bits. What shows do you want on Disney Plus that hasn't been announced yet?
I really want, because now they own Fox, they can do it. I want them to do Peter Pan and the Pirates. The Fox's Peter Pan, the Pirates.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's such a good show, and there's no good quality copies of it anywhere. You get these shitty, copies that people have on, YouTube that they just record off their VHS because there's no other copies, and it's just like it was so good. So yeah, and so many people don't know about the show. So I'd really like to see that cleaned up and brought to Disney Plus.
Lupin the Nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, people. It's been a long time. Today is my birthday, and I'm glad the NC dropped an episode during it about the type of effed up movies that I love. Also tried American Coffee. It sucked. Well, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. And it depends on the American Coffee you get. Some places you can go to. It's like getting a beer. You kind of have to go to like a pretty good place to get a beer. If you just go to some hole in the wall place, or you're not going to get anything that great. It's like Starbucks are like the hole in the wall place, in my opinion. If you want really good coffee, it's here. You just got to look for it.
Yeah. Dark Matter in Chicago is my favorite coffee shop. So there is some decent stuff.
Yeah.
Lupin the Nerd, thank you for the... Oh, I just read that. Sorry. Adam Gunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Excuse me. Had something in my throat for a second.
Oh.
Thank you for the 50 bits. Which Leica film would you lose forever in order to keep the other two? Coraline, Paranorman, or Kubo?
What, I can't do Missing Link? That's not fair. It's funny because I don't know, it's probably a better movie, but I guess I would lose Kubo just because Coraline and Paranorman have the more creepy angle to it. I just like that stuff more.
Justin S., thank you for the 95 bits. Have you seen the film Flea? It's the only Best Animated Feature nominee no one ever talks about. At least talk about it more than plain old Encanto.
F-L-E-A?
F-L-E-E.
Oh, F-L-E-E. Let me see.
It's, isn't it also a documentary, the animated feature?
I have never heard of this.
Yeah, it got nominated for a couple of things.
Wow. Oh, this looks really cool. All right. Yeah, I'll try to check it out.
Jox Cab, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey, Doug and Heather, have either of you seen the Cuphead show yet? I watched all of the first season yesterday, and I like what I've seen. Also, favorite and least favorite boss from the game. I've never played it, and I still haven't watched it. I'm sorry.
I got about halfway through. That's here when I'm watching Cuphead. I got halfway through. I like it, but I like those kind of cartoons. It's a good throwback to kind of like the silly symphonies and stuff like that, and obviously Fleischer cartoons. But it really is just an updated version of those cartoons. It doesn't have too much of like an edge or an adult side to it that I wonder if fans are expecting. So I'm really curious what other people think about it. Like diehard fans of the game, are they watching it just like, oh, I thought it'd be like, there'd be some adult jokes or something. But it's like, no, it really is just like one of those old school Disney cartoons or Fleischer cartoons. So I like it, but I like that kind of stuff.
Jox Cab, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey, Doug and Heather, have either of you... Oh, wow, I'm really bad today at just clicking. Zelmiran, thank you for the 50 bits. I know you said Dark Toons is taking a backseat for now, but if you ever start doing them again, might I recommend looking at Dan versus the Telemarketer. I also recommend just checking the series out in general. It's a very Adult Swim type series that aired in the same network as My Little Pony.
It's the... That's the name of a show?
Dan versus the Telemarketer.
Oh, I don't feel like I've seen something around. I recognize this guy with a shirt that says jerk, but I don't know from what. Okay, I feel like I've seen like a clip of it or something, but I'll try to check it out. Excuse me, I'll try to check it out more.
Mr. This Charming Man, thank you for the 100 bits. Might be a bit early for this week for another Freak Show Cinema. I think that the League of Gentlemen's Apocalypse might be something worth looking at. Either that, or you could do Freak Show TV and look at the League of Gentlemen series itself.
Didn't even know there was a series, let alone an apocalypse of it. This is... You know what? I was thinking of League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. That's why I was just like, what?
That's what my brain was expecting to read. That's why I tripped myself up, because I was like, that's what I was expecting to read, and that's not what that is.
Okay. I will try to look into that. Awesome.
Turtle Power, thank you for the 50 bits. Something I've been thinking about a lot lately is that when Batman Begins first came out, it actually lost money, $371 million on a $150 million budget, but due to DVD sales, it made over $200 million in profit by 2006. So The Dark Knight was greenlit. Why do you think this kind of thing never happens now? I think it's because streaming means DVD market lost so much money and power.
Maybe that was a common thing, because remember Austin Powers, the same thing happened. I don't know if it bombed, but it didn't do that great. But the VHS sales were amazing, so they're like, okay, let's give it a sequel, and then the sequel is like a huge hit. So it does happen. But I don't know. I feel like they can still keep track of like streaming numbers and stuff like that too. I just don't think they're as public. So maybe there's not as many people talking about it or whatever, but yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, for all we know, maybe Into the Spider-Verse is going through something similar, because I don't think that movie was a big hit, but people love it and they talk about it and watch it over and over. So yeah, I think it still happens, just in a different way.
Antari, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, it's exciting to see you finishing Spider-Man PS4 real soon, but here's an idea. You said you'll look for a palate cleanser in between Disney games. I think you know where this is going. So how about after Spider-Man, you play Season 1 of Telltale's Walking Dead, then Star Wars, then Season 2, then Marvel, and so on.
We'll talk about it, man. We'll see what we want to do.
WWE and Anime Rules, thank you for the 50 bits. Would you ever review Batman 66 movie, Return of the Caped Crusader, and Batman vs. Two-Face?
I've seen them all, and they're all very funny. Man, I found a compilation of just all the different holy blanks that Robin did in the original show, and they are so funny. And like just seeing them all cut together, it's like, oh my god, the show is great. In terms of a review, I don't know. Like, I always thought about maybe I should do Batman the movie, but I don't know. I gotta watch it again and see if I have material for an NC review. Because again, I like to add something to it that hasn't been said before. So I'll at least watch it again.
Horace, thank you for the 50 bits. Greetings from Central Eastern Europe, Poland. It's a bit anxious here, so people buy everything up everywhere. Plus, the first refugees from the Ukraine, and the army is ready to occupy the bases on the eastern border of the country. Well, stay safe.
Yeah, that's all we can say, man. Yeah, just all our best to you.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, what are you expecting from the Bob's Burgers movie coming out this year's Memorial Day weekend? What if it turns out like the Simpsons movie?
I mean, I didn't dislike the Simpsons movie. I think it came out too late. And I don't know what Bob's Burgers would do in a movie. Honestly, when I saw the trailer, I thought it was kind of underwhelming, but that also might be what's kind of charming about it. It's always tricky when you turn a sitcom into a film. So I guess I'm not expecting anything, which I think is a good place to start. So that way I can be surprised when I see it. So yeah, we'll just have to see, because I love the show.
Matt Hanna, thank you for the 50 bits. Since you're doing Nostalgia Critic reviews for Disney films, you did Disney-cember reviews first. Will you be doing Disney-cember reviews for films that you did Nostalgia Critic reviews first, like Giant Peach, Haunted Mansion, etc.?
If I feel like there's something I can say that like is different and I didn't say in the NC reviews, which isn't often because the NC reviews are a lot longer, I can go into more detail, but you know, it could happen.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. If Batman had a No Way Home style movie, which villains and Batman actors would you use?
I mean, some of them I can't because they passed away. But yeah, I don't know. It'd be fun to see like, you know, like all the Batmans, obviously. I mean, get the Nicholson Joker, the Joaquin Phoenix Joker, and then just the Jared Leto Joker. Like, and they just keep trying to ditch Jared Leto over and over. Like, that'd be funny.
I mean, I feel like the Flash movie is, like Cora says, is kind of going to be this anyway.
Yeah, they're kind of doing it already, so.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you heard? The Oscars messed up again. They will not be showing the winner for Best Original Score. I find this very disrespectful.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
That is a shame, yeah.
There's like 8 categories they're not televising, so it's like, no.
Some of them I get. Like, who the hell, what average person is going to be like, ooh, sound editing! Like, but score, come on. I think that's still enough people like that.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Do you guys know that in Spider-Man No Way Home, when Andrew Spider-Man tells the others he loves them before the fight, it was completely improvised? That's why Toby and Tom look taken aback.
That's awesome. See, that's why he's a great actor. I don't know. I'm glad more people are appreciating him now, because I always thought he was really cool.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Here's a poem. A lack of Rob, it makes me sob. He was super funny, he made our days sunny. He is truly underrated, his presence is appreciated. After several hours working a menial job, there's one man I need most, and his name is Rob.
That was a beautiful love letter. I'll pass it on to him.
I know, I feel like I want to copy and paste that and just like send it to him. Wait, I'm going to take a picture and probably text it to him. Hold on. I'm going to ask the next question and do that while this is happening. Turtle Power, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug and Heather. What do you think? Oh, wait, I have an opinion on this. What do you think distinguishes a good musical from a bad one?
Man.
I mean, I have some thoughts on this. My number one thing is that I think it needs to have something rooted in reality while still embracing the fact that it's a musical and using the music well to its advantage. And saying that something has to be rooted in reality doesn't mean that like it has to have real life situations. Something like Into the Woods works because even though all the characters are fairy tales, they're really focusing on some real and raw emotions and things that like people actually go through in their real life, if that makes sense. And also, yeah, just embracing that it's a musical and having the music have a purpose, even if it is kind of out of place. It has a purpose.
I mean, that's much better than what I was gonna say. Because I do like musicals, but you know, they're not like my favorite genre. You know what I mean? But some of my favorite movies are musicals. So yeah, and I guess I would add on top of that, just they say sing when what you want to express can't be said. Like you have to sing it, and I think that makes sense. There's also kind of an unspoken rule that if you don't sing in the first 10 minutes, it's going to be weird when you suddenly do. And I think that's a good rule, because there are some movies that do it. They'll have like one song in the middle. Now, sometimes that's funny. Like it'll just have one song and then they never sing again. But if you have like, I don't know, like 3 or 4 songs in a movie and you don't sing until, 10, 15 minutes in, like that's odd. But yeah, I think there's all these unspoken rules that honestly, I feel like the one you pointed out was pretty damn good.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 50 bits. Good news! All the Netflix Marvel shows will be heading to Disney Plus on March 16th.
Okay, because I heard that. I heard they were taking them off on Netflix. I didn't know they were putting them on Disney Plus now. But I mean, it figures that they would. I hope that means they'll bring some of them back. I wouldn't mind seeing more like Luke Cage or Jessica Jones. Like I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, but some of them I don't want Disney to do new seasons of. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want Disney to do another season of Jessica Jones. Maybe I'll think differently once Moon Knight comes out, because it sounds like Moon Knight might be a little bit more grounded in the same, like, Netflix gritty TV show feel. But I don't know if I want them to do more seasons.
I'll know more after I see what they do with Deadpool. If they're like, if Deadpool 3 is great, and just like the others, I'll be like, okay, yeah, you can do more shows.
Zelmiran, thank you for the 50 bits. NC recommendation, People from Under the Stairs. Please give this underrated Wes Craven classic more attention.
Yeah, I saw that and I liked it. It was not what I was expecting, but that's kind of why I enjoyed it even more. I was just like, oh, this is not at all what I thought this would be about.
Dillbomb, thank you for the 50 bits. Thoughts on Jon Stewart's infamous deep dish pizza rant?
Oh, I love it. And I thought it was so funny that so many people were legit getting upset about it. I mean, my favorite bit, because that's my favorite pizza place. The guy goes on there, Lou Malnati's. He went on there. My favorite bit is he goes up, into the Lion's Den in New York. That's a New York show. And, because they were getting pushback or people talking about it, so they bring him on. He brings out this pizza, and Stewart's like, he's about to try it. He says, well, hold on. And he brings out a knife and fork, and the audience goes, boo! And Stewart just says, what am I, an animal? I mean, that is super funny. And then I love the ending where he bites and he laughs and he says, truce. I mean, that's a great ending. I thought that was great.
Yeah, I think the rant itself is fun and great. What I think is always funny or annoying is when people try to like use bits from it like they thought of it. They're like, "Huh, Chicago pizza. That's like casserole, right?" And I'm like, "Yes, we've all seen it. We all know." Chorus, thank you for the 50 bits. How Star Wars Rebels dug, how far are you in season 2? One thing I will say, no spoilers, is the finale will change what you think about Kanan. You will see, you will change your mind. Heather can confirm. Got it memorized?
And you know what's so funny? Because I'm heading out. I'm going to be out of town for a few weeks. And I am like literally just before that episode. So I think it's like episode 18 or 19 or something like that. And I'm just like, yep. And of course, this is why I'm going to head out here. So yeah, you'll have to wait until you see what I think about it.
Dragon's Toy, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, have you ever heard of a lesser-known George Romero movie called Night Riders? It has no zombies and is truly an amazing movie. Night Riders with a K-N.
Night Riders movie. Yeah, this is not. Oh wow, there's a lot of movies called that. I guess I should have figured. Oh man, the poster is a guy like a knight, with one of those, ball and chain things that you swing around stuff on a motorcycle with a shield. I already love this. I gotta see this.
Spotlight, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey Doug, I haven't been able to attend your streams for the Spider-Man game, but a piece of advice from someone who has platinumed the game: for the jetpack guys, web slam to the ground, then web them down.
We did defeat him.
We did.
So yeah,
you got it.
And we got it. But yeah, it was a struggle. I really hate those guys.
Godzilla fan, thank you for the 50 bits. I was so excited to see the infamous Headless Woman return to Oz scene, and the first thing I said was after it happened was the 80s. What the fuck?
I love it. I saw that movie as a kid. I was afraid, but like in a way that drew me in. Like I wanted to know more because I love those characters, and you are with them. You want to see them get out okay. So yeah, I love that movie. It was great to finally talk about that in more detail because I've only talked about it in bits and pieces.
Matt Hanna, thank you for the 50 bits. Hopefully one day Doug will do a nostalgia critic for Cheetah Girls. That'll be fun. Cheetah Girls was a moment, Doug.
Oh, man.
We are sisters.
Oh.
We stick together.
I will say, the second one was not as bad. The first one, God, was it awful? It was so awful. I never did see the third one.
Antari, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, it's funny, I'm currently in a Wizard of Oz play the same time you posted your Return to Oz video. What are the odds? Anyway, even though I've never seen the film, I enjoyed your review and it's grabbed my interest, so I'll check it out at some point.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's on Disney Plus. No, it is, because I was watching it there the other night. Yeah, so you can watch it on there. It's great.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 200 bits. Doug, will you do Remember the Titans, The Kid, Cinderella, the Brandy version, and Mr. Holland's Opus for Disneycember this year? I would love to see you review them.
I should, because I've never seen Remember the Titans, and everybody says it's like a really great sports flick. So yeah. I should. And I think I saw a little bit of the Brandy Cinderella when it came out, and I remember liking it. I've never seen the whole thing, though. And then what's the other one?
The Kid or Mr. Holland's Opus.
I never did see Mr. Holland's Opus. I think just for the title kept making me laugh, so I don't know if it's supposed to be good. I never did see The Kid, but I heard that was good, too. So yeah, I got a lot to watch.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. I know you get this question every week, but how far into Rebels Season 2 are you?
I mean, I just told you I'm like right before the big finale that everyone wants to see my reaction to. And again, I'm heading out of town, so you might have to wait a little bit for that.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Do you all think movies/TV like Raya and the Last Dragon and Arcane have a bad habit of queer baiting with main characters? I feel like, to me, the writers just want plausible deniability for some people who can't handle same-sex relationships. In my opinion, either go all the way with no apologies or just don't do it.
I never thought about it with Raya. And was the other one Arcane? Well, yeah, and I guess Arcane was kind of... So it's weird, because on the one hand, could be, but so many romances do those will they, won't they things anyway that do drive me nuts. So either way, I'm not a fan. I like it more when someone's just making it very clear they're interested in someone and then they sort of start flirting back and it just goes from there. I never like the will they, won't they thing. I like seeing a couple get together and then you see the struggles after that, like the struggles of being a couple. I think that's much more fascinating than will they get together. So I don't know. I don't know if that's, because the characters might be gay, or if it's just that's how romances work in pop culture anyway. So I'm not really sure.
Zelmiran, thank you for the 50 bits. Are you aware there's a direct-to-DVD sequel for The Cell? From what I know, it has nothing to do with the original at all.
I heard that. I also heard it has nothing to do with the original, so I never checked it out. I'm like, well, then why am I watching it?
True. Dillbomb, thank you for the 50 bits. Thoughts on the Seinfeld finale? So many divisive thoughts on it.
Are there? I usually just heard the same thing. It sucked. Oh. I haven't heard anyone like it. I hear some people, one or two people try to defend it, but even then they're like, it's usually like, I like the idea, it just wasn't done well. And even that I do get. I understand that. I always thought it should have ended when they got the show going. It shows all the characters they interacted with watching the show. I thought that was a perfect ending, or maybe that they should have moved that to the finale. But yeah, I thought it was lame, like most people.
Alex loves musicals. Thank you for the 100 bits. Hi, Doug. I was wondering if you were able to finish the Hawkeye show, and if so, what are your thoughts? I really enjoyed it.
No, I haven't even finished an episode, man. Like I said, I'm just getting through so many other things. So it's just not high on the list. So I should get to it, but because a lot of people say it gets good after episode 3, but yeah, I still haven't.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What do you think of Disenchantment Season 4?
I like it. It's weird because it has the opposite issue of a lot of the other seasons. I didn't think it was that funny. And I thought a lot of the jokes they put in, about maybe a third of them worked. And then half the time they weren't even telling jokes. They were just doing the story. But I like the story and I like the characters. So I like seeing them like go to different places. And even when they're stuck in that dreamland again, like there's different parts of dreamland they explore and different characters they discover. So I did like it, but it was weird that it wasn't that funny. But I still had a real good time with it. Yeah, and I'd love to see season 5.
Big Mac, thank you so much for that 25-month subscription.
Thank you.
Welcome back. Appreciate that. Danny R, thank you for the 50 bits. Milk Money is a trash movie. You were too nice to it.
Wow. Yeah, man. It's funny. I always forget that movie exists, and then when someone brings it up, I'm like, oh yeah, God, that was so terrible.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Heather, do you think James Gunn dumbed down Peacemaker in the series? Because in the movie, he seems more competent. I don't think so. If anything, I think the series really felt like John Cena was coming into the character, if that makes sense. Like, I think in the movie, James Gunn was doing a lot more directing of John Cena. And then in the series, John Cena did a lot of like improvisation to just feel like he was really getting into the character. So yeah, they are a little different. The Peacemaker that ends in the show versus the Peacemaker that is in the series. Movie. Yep. Sorry. Thank you. But I think it's just because John Cena really took more ownership of the character and really did what he wanted with it.
Well, and I think they all knew, well, if we're going to give him a show, he's got to be more likable, because he ends the movie on a very unlikable note. I mean, he's essentially the villain, one of the big villains. So I think they knew, all right, we got to have people coming back to watch this and not hate this guy. So yeah, I think they felt they had to lighten him up a bit.
Lupin the Nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you guys ever played a game that convinced you that video games can be legit art or in their own way? To me, the Shenmue series, even the third, not sure it's not for everybody. The dialogue is clunky, but I think the most immersive I've ever been as a part of this grand narrative in a virtual world, thanks to the freedom, the use of the mundane, and the interactivity. The jank and awkwardness doesn't bother me because I feel like that's how the world of Shenmue works.
I never had an issue accepting their art, because I am one of those people that's like, everything's art. And it's like, yeah, sure. But I mean, in terms of great art, maybe that's something where more recent games have convinced me more of that. I really like games, and like I said, don't ask me to name them, but I like games that incorporate the choice and the discovery and the actual experiencing, the game to be a big part of the art, like doing what you can't do in movies, you know what I mean? And that's a big part of games, is that there is that choice and there is that playability, and that is part of the experience, a major part of the experience. So yeah, but in terms of which games, it's like, I don't know.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Which Malcolm McDowell movie is worse, Milk Money or Tank Girl?
I'll say Milk Mike because at least Tank Girl had like some interesting sets, and even the animated scenes were kind of neat, even though they were pointless.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. These Q&A streams are always fun, and I was wondering if in the future you guys do a stream with one small and ridiculous detail, like you swap rooms or do an entire stream while wearing a chicken suit.
Had Chaplin do the Q&A. Maybe we'll see.
I mean, honestly, these streams, even these Thursday chatting Q&A streams, just happened because of the pandemic. On Thursdays, people barely remember this, but on Thursdays before the pandemic, Doug and Rob used to play video games during this time.
Yeah, we would play like Cuphead and stuff like that, and occasionally answer questions. And yeah, I think these do better. People seem to like these more.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug and Heather, did you hear about the Oscars' new categories, fan favorite and best cheers? It's like they doubled down on the most popular category.
That's what it sounds like to me too. I don't know. It's hard to even get upset because I feel like it's kind of been losing more and more attention. It'll be interesting to see if it can make a comeback because Oscar has gone through a lot of ups and downs. Anyway, but it'll be interesting to see if it can make a really big comeback where like it really means something where people want to tune in again. And again, we're coming out of a pandemic as well, so it's hard to say. I think it can still have some relevance, like a lot of relevance in the future, but I don't know if it'll ever go back to like it was at the height, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Danny R., thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, when was the last time you said, I'm Doug Walker and I'm more hilarious than Winnie the Pooh?
I mean, I just wake up saying that, so I'll tell you when I stop saying that.
Stillbomb, thank you for the 50 bits. What are some comedies that most people love, but for some reason you just can't get into? Most Will Ferrell ones for me.
I guess on the same vein, I tried watching Tommy Boy. And I really thought it was going to win me over because I like a lot of M. Sandler movies. I do like some Will Ferrell movies. There's some SNL movies and SNL actors I like fine. They can be an acquired taste, whatever. And I do like Chris Farley and David Spade. So I really thought it was going to win me over and just nothing. I just could not get into it at all. Maybe I have to watch it again. Maybe I had to let some years pass and my humor get a little weirder. I don't know. But I watched it once and I was just like, yeah, that did nothing for me.
Adam Gunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Do you think you'll do classic Muppet movies or Daredevil for Disney-cember?
I guess I could. Like the show Daredevil. I think I've only seen the first season. What they have like 3-4 seasons, something like that. So I'm really behind, and that might take some time, but it might not be a bad idea.
Turtle Power, thank you for the 50 bits. I genuinely think a Sonic review would be fascinating and do well. Plus, you could talk about why you felt it didn't work and why these tropes keep being reused.
I mean, I did, and it didn't turn out so well. Oh, okay, view-wise, it turned out great. But I don't know. And here's the thing. Like, if I'm going to go into something where it has a massive fan base, I do think it's important to at least understand the fan base a little bit too. And I don't know if I'm there yet because I feel like I can talk about it in a way that shows like where I'm coming from, but like what people are looking for. Because I mean, I did hear people say, look, we like the movie. We think it's fine because it is just okay. And we thought it was going to be so terrible. And Sonic's been crapped on for years and years. And I was thinking about like when I saw the movie Scoob. And I like that movie fine, but a lot of diehard fans were like, no, that's not what Scooby-Doo is. And I'm kind of the same way where I'm like, yeah, but it's been crapped on so much in the movies. I'm kind of okay just with this okay flick. And I'm like, all right, like now I kind of get it. Now I kind of see. But again, it probably makes sense to at least wait for the second one to come out so I can compare them. So we'll see.
Zelmiran, thank you for the 50 bits. NC recommendation, The Wacky Adventures of Ronald McDonald. They're VHS. They were sold in Happy Meals, and the animation is done by Klasky Cuspo.
I can never say it.
I think all the episodes can be found on YouTube.
I've heard people recommend that. I think I started one, and I just wasn't getting any material, so I stopped. But maybe I just started watching the wrong one, because I do still get recommendations for it. So I'll try to check it out.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Heather, I recently heard that Paramount Plus is premiering a live-action spin-off of Fairly Odd Parents called, get this, Fairly Odder. Why did they just pack it in? Paramount Plus, I have thoughts about Paramount Plus, and it's mainly that they are marketing themselves all wrong. And they keep doing all these stupid things like, oh, you know what millennials want? An iCarly reboot. You know what millennials want? Fairly Odd Parents live action spinoff. When honestly, all you need to do, Paramount Plus, all you need to do is be like, hey millennials, you want to watch some classic Rugrats with your kids? Get Paramount Plus. You want to watch some classic Hey Arnold with your kids? Get Paramount Plus. You want to revisit some weird years of MTV? Get Paramount Plus.
See, even knowing that, I'm like, oh, I didn't know they had MTV stuff on there. That'd actually be kind of fun.
Right.
Yeah, no, Paramount and Peacock are the two where I just have no interest in them at all. The South Park stuff is the only thing on Paramount where I'm like, oh, shit, I kind of want to see that. But yeah, nothing else on there has interested me. So you're probably right.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. I can't wait for Dark Knight month. I personally think it's one of the best trilogies of all time. I know the third film is flawed and a little weird, but still, it's good.
Yeah, and I do try, because I haven't seen the third one since it came out, and that's 10 years ago. I hated it that much. And watching it again, there really is only one problem. That's a major problem, the script. I hate the script. But everything else about it, I'm like, all right, that's pretty impressive. All right, well, that held up well. Okay, well, that's kind of cool. That's some good acting. So I am a little nicer to it than I was when I first saw it, but I still don't give it a positive review.
Chorus, thank you for the 50 bits. Spoilers for the series from 3 years ago. This is for Tangled. What do you think about the plot twist in the Tangled series that Cassandra is Gothel's daughter? Is it not too far-fetched why Gothel decided to have a child? She held Rapunzel only through her hair.
I mean, okay, since we're going there, the twist, I guess I won't give up the twist before that, because there were two twists in a row. The twist before it legit shocked me, and then finding that out shocked me, but it made so much sense. And it just made the story so much more interesting. And like so many pieces fell into place but it was also a lot of new information. It's going to be like, okay, from this point forward, the story's going to be like even better and the characters are going to be even better and like more fascinating. So I loved it. I just absolutely loved it, especially because like the season finale, the second season finale was like, wow, that's a shock. And then to begin with another big shock, that's really great. I was really blown away by how well they did that.
Danny R., thank you for the 50 bits. Being internet celebrities, I know you get invited to cons, but do you ever get invited to host other events?
Yeah, other cons. We just got, there's the Star Trek one coming to Chicago. They're asking me to host some stuff. And sadly, I wouldn't have time, but we recommended, you know, some of our people. And then also, like, even some other internet people that are in the area, too. Yeah, maybe something will come through with that. But yeah, like sometimes we'll go conventions just to be, hey, can you host whatever? I think Brad hosted like a Freddy Krueger panel. I hosted like a Weird Al panel and stuff like that. And it's great because you get to meet all these great people that like you grew up with and stuff. So yeah, no, we've done that.
Zelmiran, thank you for the 50 bits. Recommendation, Aliens in the Attic.
Never even heard of that one. I will look it up.
Matt Hanna, thank you for the 50 bits. Hard to believe that Arthur has ended after 25 seasons, PBS's longest running 2D show.
Man, 25 seasons.
Yeah.
No, when I heard Arthur is ending, I'm just like, what do you mean ending? I thought they were just showing reruns. It's like, nope. I'm like, holy shit. Yeah, and it's funny. I grew up with the books. That's all I knew of Arthur. So I never watched the show. Every once in a while I hear something like the show would do or something. But yeah, I have no knowledge of it at all outside of what I read from the books when I was like 6.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you ever noticed that the Blue Fairy is kind of a jerk? She'll help out a puppet who is likely a day old while she lets hundreds of kids be turned into donkey slaves? WTF, lady?
I guess she only cares for her own creations, I guess. I don't know.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, will you do a full review of Oz the Great and Powerful? You did do a Disney-cember, but I'm curious of your full breakdown.
Maybe? I guess I could talk about that. There's definitely a lot of stuff I could address with it. Maybe. Might not be a bad idea.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. I came up with more renditions of Blade's famous kill quote. Some contractors are always trying to drill sheet metal with a masonry drill bit. Some hand sanitizers are always trying to kill 100% bacteria. Some shitty animated movie trailers are always ending with a crotch shot, a crowd of people going, ooh, and the comic relief saying he had to have felt out. He had to have felt that, sorry.
That's pretty good. You know, I got it through the dyslexic filter. And maybe that's part of being dyslexic as well. It's like, I know what you meant. I jumbled it back to what it's supposed to be because I'm so used to singing backwards anyway.
Dillbomb, thank you for the 50 bits. Favorite non-Batman Christopher Nolan film?
I'm trying to think. Maybe Memento? That one was so cleverly told. I think I'll go with that. I probably have to look at a list again, but yeah, I'll go with that.
Antari, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, I'm pumped for Dark Knight month. Batman Begins is my top 10 favorite movie of all time. I know The Dark Knight is objectively the best one, but Batman Begins is still my personal favorite. I just have more of an emotional connection with the themes and ideas in the first film.
I do with the first half. I always say it's weird because Batman Begins goes from great to just good when Batman Begins. Like when he actually becomes Batman, I think it's an okay Batman movie, but the origin story I think is so well done and the writing is just so stellar. Like, I don't know, whenever I'm going through like a rough moment and think of getting through rough moments, like I think of like that journey he went through and so many of those lines and everything. So yeah, I really adore the first half of that.
I know, guys, thank you for the 50 bits. Will you review the film known as Bratz? It has a whole bunch of annoying characters. Oh, and Jon Voight.
I'm assuming that's with a Z, right?
Based on
Bratz
the dolls. With a Z.
Yeah. Oh, those things are gross.
They're weird.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They did do a live action movie. I forgot about that. Tying it back to Batman, somebody did a clip where they dubbed a scene all with Christian Bale's Batman voice, like, I love my girls. And it was so great. So I don't know what that means. I want to watch it, but we'll see. Maybe.
Danny R., thank you for the 50 bits. So I'm looking for a new place to live. Yesterday I checked out a townhouse. I went to the garage and one side was a fishing boat, the other side was a coffin and a guillotine. In the basement there was a skeleton. Has nothing to do with entertainment, but hey, definitely something.
Good luck.
Don't die. Jocks Cab, thank you for the 50 bits. Suggestion for Freak Show Cinema, The Dark Crystal.
You know, I have a sad confession about The Dark Crystal. I think it's really boring. And I love Jim Henson. I love the look of that movie and everything. I like the show a lot more. But the film is so horrendously boring to me. And I hate saying that. I've tried to watch it over and over to find something that'll pull me in, you know, outside just the look of it. It's like, I can't do it. It's just so boring. So I don't think I'm the one to talk about it.
Please enjoy this disappointed sigh, Doug.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I know people love it and I get it. It's just so dull to me.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What was your favorite performance from Orlando on your show?
Let me see. Roger's pretty funny. I like when we brought him back, I think, for like the Scooby-Doo sequel or something, and there's a voiceover he just nailed on the first take when he's just saying, you know, he's trying to get across that sentence. He's like, I hope you're all listening to this. I hope you're Roger on this. Roger, write this down. Roger. That's all I have to say. Please don't be stupid. He just said it so well, and it made me laugh so hard, especially with the echo. That was probably my favorite.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. I read an interview with Charlie Cox had, and he tells his experience when he went to see Spider-Man No Way Home. People were dead silent during his Daredevil cameo. However, his friends and family sent him other theater reactions, how they were excited. I thought this was wild.
Maybe there's some people that just didn't know who he was or didn't remember, didn't see the show. But when I saw it, there was a lot of people just like, ah! So it got a good reaction when I saw it.
Yeah, probably only about 30% of my theater reacted, but those of us who did, me included, reacted hard. Like, that was my biggest reaction. Within the first 10 minutes, I was like, oh, God!
Yeah, that was honestly, like, probably my favorite cameo, because the others, you could see coming. It's great when you see it. But that one was just so out of the blue, and it so made sense, because he wouldn't have money, and he would represent them. So I'm just like, that is so clever.
Yeah. Alan, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, would you ever review Scott Pilgrim vs. the World? And have you seen the early reviews for The Batman? It sounds like it's really good, and I highly recommend Dog, the new Channing Tatum movie for that type of movie with a person and an animal. It's pretty good.
I heard that is good. I literally just got back seeing The Batman. I can't say what I think of it yet. They have an embargo that I'll do a review tonight and then let it out when the embargo lifts up. Sadly, I can't say what I think about it. I do have a little itch right here, just an itch on my forehead. Yes. Yeah, so,
yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I know, guys. Thank you for the 50 bits. Do you think you'll review Heat 1995? I would love to see a review of one of your favorite movies.
I don't know if it's one of my favorite movies. His favorite. I'm sorry. Princess said it. I don't think I could add anything. If anything, I feel like other critics could go more into the history of that film and the original and what it meant to have De Niro and Pacino together and stuff like that. I don't think there's anything I could add that like other critics either haven't said already or couldn't add better than I could. So yeah, I'll leave that to other people to talk about.
Alex the Animator, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey, Del, you know how you bring up Return to Oz a lot in your NC reviews? Have you heard of the other Wizard of Oz sequel that's more close to the 1939 classic than Return to Oz was? It's called Journey Back to Oz, and it's 1974 animated sequel to the Wizard of Oz from Filmation, which has Judy Garland's daughter, Liza Minnelli, voicing Dorothy, and even the actress who played the Wicked Witch of the West in the 1939 film is in it.
No, I'm looking at it now. I've never even heard of this. All right, might check. Don't look like the greatest animation, but I'll check it out.
Mr. Dink himself, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug and Heather, any new interesting beers to speak of as of late? Well, I went to a beer fest on Saturday, so
you have a lot to talk about.
It was so fun. It's so nice to go to a beer fest again because it's been like 2 years since I went. But the highlight for me is this brewery I'd never heard of, and I can't remember the name right now, but they had an Asian pear and hibiscus sour that was the best thing I had all day. It was so like, it still retained the tartness while having like the floral notes from the hibiscus and the sweetness from the Asian pear. Oh, it was so good.
I went to a place called Noon Whistle. And,
oh my God, I love Noon Whistle, Doug.
Yeah,
best New England IPAs in Chicago.
And I can't remember the IPA I got, but it was an IPA. It was phenomenal. But a friend of mine got a Snickerdoodle.
Oh,
beer.
Snickerdoodle, yep.
It was fantastic. It was so good.
Yeah, Noon Whistle is great. They just opened their kitchen a couple of months ago, and the kitchen's great at the one of their original locations.
Yeah.
So. Mr. Dink himself, thank you for the 100 bits. Oh, I just read that, sorry. Mango Salsa, you got me distracted with beer. Mango Salsa, thank you for that 11-month subscription. Welcome back, appreciate that.
Thank you.
Danny R, thank you for the 50 bits. I'm having a party on February 29th at Soldier Fields. You're all invited, and free whiskey for all.
Nice. I'll be out of town. Thank you, though.
TCL Coda, thank you for the 50 bits. If it makes up for the snub, Mike Faist's performance as Riff was nominated for a BAFTA award, basically the British Oscar for Best Supporting Actor, so the Brits at least got it right.
There you go.
Zelmiran, thank you for the 50 bits. NC recommendation, Sky High.
I like that movie. I guess it had a reputation of being really bad, and like I watched, I didn't know about this reputation. I just put on expecting it not to be that great, but I was curious and I thought it was really funny. Yeah, I don't get the hate for it.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. The Batman movie is a week away now. What are the you want to see and what you hope you don't see?
I'll tell you when I do my review of it. Literally after I film this, I'm gonna film it. But yeah, I don't think it can come out until like Monday or Tuesday or something like that. So
yeah,
you'll see.
maybe I can answer this better since I haven't seen it and it's untainted for me. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I really want to see an interesting take on the Riddler. And I do not want to see Batman's parents die again. Don't give me a Thomas and Martha flashback, please.
Oh, I got another scratch there on my forehead. Yeah, just a little bit of a scratch. Okay.
Okay, great. Birdsey, thank you for the 50 bits. If you liked Heat for De Niro and Pacino working together, how did you like Gene Hackman and Dustin Hoffman working together for the first time in Runaway Jury? Both admitted being very nervous before their first scenes together.
You know, I never saw it. So I'll let you know once I see it.
Zelmiran, thank you for the 50 bits NC recommendation. Max Steel.
Boy, that sounds familiar. Is it S-T-E-E-L?
Yes, S-T-E-E-L. Max Steel.
Oh, that's right. Didn't this come out like this little nothing movie and like everyone's like, what the hell is this? I don't know, but it sucks. I totally forgot that existed. Maybe, might be a little past my time. But yeah, who knows?
Sorry, I'm just laughing. Macy in chat. Batman's parents are dead? I didn't know that. I'm so sorry. I don't know why that got me. It's the I'm so sorry that really got me.
I had an idea because I guess there's this thing on like Instagram where people just take pictures of like their rich houses and their cars and stuff like that. Has anyone ever thought about just doing one for Bruce Wayne and there's accidentally like a Batman mask or a Batarang or something left out? Like just this joke one where he's showing off like his mansion, like living the good life, yeah, and then there's just like I said, like a bat bomb or something back there. That'd be funny.
Antari, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, I highly recommend watching Mau Mau Heroes of Pure Heart on HBO Max. It's a Cartoon Network show that's probably as underrated as that Fox Peter Pan show you just mentioned. It's funny, action-packed, smart, and gorgeous looking.
I think somebody recommended this before. I'll see what I can do. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff I'm already watching.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug. Out of all the villains in Batman Begins, Carmine Falcone might be my favorite. I know he has a small role, but Tom Wilkinson commands so much presence, and it's legit detestable. I thought he stood out the most, personally.
I might agree, honestly. His talk when Bruce Wayne comes in, he sits down at the table, it was so concise and so direct, but it so made sense. I actually talked about that scene for a very long time in the review because I love how that scene is done. Because it's one of the few times where Nolan will have a lot of exposition, but it really makes sense that this character would say all this and talk about, you know, like a lot of character exposition, but also like a lot of psychology and philosophy and stuff like that. Because he really has nothing to fear, but Bruce Wayne, you know, had some guts to come in and sit down. He's like, all right, I'll give him a little bit of my time. I'm going to rip him apart. I'll give him a little bit of my time. Like, it's kind of worth it. So I really love that scene. And I agree. He did a great job with that.
Saint Nix, thank you for the 50 bits. I feel like Scarecrow in the movie should use designs of him in the final season of the animated series.
I love that design. Yeah, though I think the creators pointed out, I never thought about it. They said, yeah, we love this design. He doesn't really look like a scarecrow. And I'm like, kind of a good point, but he looks so cool. Yeah, I didn't care.
Danny R, thank you for the 50 bits. This is all caps, so I'm going to read it very aggressively. Doug fucking Walker, the motherfucking T-Rex. Everyone fucking respects you, man.
Thank you. Though I think my brother's the dinosaur, but we can both be dinosaurs. We're both over 40. We're both dinosaurs.
Ulip fan, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, back after a holiday in the Caribbean. Just wanted to say if you could review Scooby-Doo and the Kiss Mystery. It's honestly an acid trip and one of the coolest Scooby-Doo movies I've ever seen. Trust me, it's insane.
It does sound kind of fun. We'll see. Yeah, I forgot that was a thing. They did one with Kiss, because of course they did.
Sorry, Dragon's Toy in chat just says, wow, okay, Doug. Everyone over 40 in the chat would like to speak with you now.
I mean, come on. Dinosaurs are cool. Well, how many Jurassic Park movies are there? It's like 5 or 6, man. Come on, we're still going.
Turtle Power, thank you for the 50 bits. I remember last year that you said you were planning some new shows and formats this year. Can you give us any hints?
We just did a test for the different kind of review show we want to do. And it turned out really good. It's just the audio. It's always audio. There's always something wrong with the audio. God damn it. So when I get back, we're going to do hopefully the last test on it, just with the just with hopefully a better mic and audio recording. But yeah, I mean, it's similar to what I do with the Doug reviews, just talking about it. But we want trim it down, make it a little bit more so I don't repeat myself over and over, and throw in some clips and a few jokes. But I mean, it's still gonna be the same thing where I'm kind of talking off the top of my head.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Heather, when the Wonder Woman game comes out, is Doug going to play it on Fridays right away? I am not gonna lie, I didn't realize there was a Wonder Woman game coming out soon.
Okay, good. I don't feel crazy.
Yeah, I didn't realize there was a new Wonder Woman game coming out soon. I'll have to look into that.
Yeah, and I usually try to do like games tied to Disney for Disneycember. But we'll see. Maybe we'll see.
Alex the Animator, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey Doug, I heard you're going on vacation soon. Where are you going? Wherever it is, I hope you have a great time. By the way, I wouldn't mind seeing you do an old versus new of Return to Oz and Journey Back to Oz someday.
Oh, maybe. And I'm heading to that nice place.
Yeah, that's cool. You don't have to dox yourself. Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, what's your favorite Rob Paulson role that isn't Yakko Warner?
Man. Let me think. There's so many he's done. I mean, maybe because the first time I really recognized his voice was as Raphael, and he was always the smart aleck. So maybe I go to that. Though I do, when I watched that Lilo and Stitch show, I really liked him as Reuben. I thought he was very funny in that role too, which again is essentially kind of Raphael.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 250 bits. So I saw the film Lucas, 80s sports coming of age movie last week. Since it's been forever since I first saw it on TV. I did really quite enjoy it, though I wished it was a bit longer, but the entire cast was really great. It was Courtney Thorne-Smith and Winona Ryder film's debut.
I forgot Ryder was in there. I think that's the first movie where I saw the slow applause. Or no, shit, I'm thinking of Rudy, not Lucas. Wait, which one was that? No, that is Lucas. I think Lucas had the slow applause at the end. And I just was immediately hypnotized by it. It was so heartwarming, but it was so unnatural. I just loved it. It's like one of my favorite cliches, the slow clap.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. How tired are your legs, Heather? That pedaling looked like it really tired you out. Yeah, it just made me realize I got to get back to it again, because I stopped using my underdesk bike for a little while because my knee was off, but now it's back where it needs to be, and I pedaled a lot yesterday. Strider for Life, thank you for the 50 bits. I'm thinking about the new Lightyear movie. Imagine the reaction of the characters if it was a World in a New Kingdom Hearts title.
Yeah, just suddenly Sora, Donald, and Goofy arrive, and like that'll be like the No Way Home of like the Pixar universe. Just suddenly everyone will be like, what? If they just appear in the movie.
Hewlett fan, thank you for the 50 bits. What is the saddest movie ending ever? For me, it's got to be Seven or Over the Cuckoo's Nest or The Mist.
God. Oh, I know what it is. It actually fucked up a Christmas for me once. What was it? The Florida Project, I think is what it was called. It is just like we saw it thinking it was gonna be like kind of like another Sandlot, and we just immediately were like, oh, this is a little bit more heavy and uncomfortable than we thought. Then when it just got to the ending, like just the whole day, my wife and I, we saw it together, we were just in a funk. Like we were going to like my uncle's house to celebrate Christmas, and we were nice, we talked, but the whole time, like anytime we weren't in front of somebody, we just, yeah, take care. Like we would just sit there like this, just still thinking about that movie. So yeah, I think that one's probably up there.
Jocks Cab, thank you for the 50 bits. Favorite homunculus from Full Metal Alchemist, either 03 or Brotherhood. Mine is a toss-up between either Envy or Greed. I loved Lust.
I didn't see Brotherhood. I saw the original though, and yeah, Lust was pretty cool. I think that's the one. She's the one that has like the fingers that like stretch out and everything, right? Yeah. She was pretty cool.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. One of my dream guest appearances for a Nostalgia Critic is Lucas from The Wizard.
Was he the what? There's one or two like kid actors who are growing up that like saw my reviews and liked it. No, it wasn't. It was Linus Minus from Shark Boy and Lava Girl. He saw it and loved it. He's a musician now. You should check him out. Yeah, maybe. Who knows? And like, it's one of those people I just didn't even think about. It's like, oh, yeah, maybe it's worth looking up.
Zelmiran, thank you for the 50 bits. NC recommendation, One Missed Call.
I never heard of that one. I apologize. I'm not putting you guys on. It's just our cat sitter tried to call me, so I'm just letting him know when to come over here. So sorry about that. No, I never heard of that movie. I'll try to check it out.
The next question is for me anyway, so type away.
Okay, I'm done. So, although I'm gonna let Chaplin out because he's banging at the door.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 50 bits. Heather, you said you like musicals that are grounded in reality. Do you like the Sing films? For me personally, the first one isn't bad, but the second one is pretty good. I have not seen the Sing films, actually. I have heard the same thing, that the first one is but the second one is actually really surprisingly good for a Sing movie. So I'll check it out at some point. I also have been meaning to check out the Trolls movies because my nieces are super into the Trolls movies right now. I'll get to some of them.
I feel bad because Sing 2, I saw it, when it started going to like the dollar theaters and stuff like that. And it's one of those where I'm just like, shit, I should have seen this on IMAX. I bet this would look amazing on IMAX. You can tell they shot it for that. Like the shots look really grand and huge. And I was just like, shoot, maybe I should have gone and seen it then.
Big Jack Films, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey Doug, hope all is well with everything going on in the world. Looking forward to Dark Knight month. Last week I mentioned my topic on discussing animated characters at the Oscars. The video is out now. P.S. My Keaton suit offer is still there if you need it.
Oh, nice. We're good, but thank you, and I will try to check out that video.
Alan, thank you for the 50 bits. Would you count the Gene Wilder, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory as a musical? And if so, that's my favorite one. It's in my top 10 favorite movies.
Oh, yeah, of course it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they literally just break into song. I mean, that's one of the things, going back a little bit to Phil Collins, like, I don't consider that a musical because nobody sings in it. It's just somebody, it's like
the
just
voice of God.
Yeah, right? So I don't know if that counts, but yeah, if someone just bursts out into song, that can't happen in real life. That can only happen in a musical.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I count that.
Kermit Wazowski, thank you for the 10 bits. I take it getting Buster didn't do a whole lot for Chaplin's separation anxiety? Still a Velcro cat?
Yes and no. So he'll meow in the morning still, because that was one of the reasons we got him, where like he would just meow all night whenever we go to sleep and close the door. Because if we let him sleep in the bed with us, he literally just plop his ass on our faces, because cats. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's weird. And now it's switched, because Buster used to be a lot more playful. And now he's getting like lazier, and maybe it's because we didn't play with him more, so we're trying to play with him a lot more. Because now like Chaplin wants to play, and Buster's like, eh. So yeah, we're trying to get him more active.
Hewlett fan, thank you for the 85 bits. What is your favorite Simpsons line? Mine is from Abe Simpson. My Homer's not a communist. He may be a liar, a pig, an idiot, a communist, but he's not a communist. Classic.
God. I mean, I think because we were quoting it even before it became a meme and on merchandise and stuff like that. I think just to alcohol, the cause of and solution to all life's problems. I mean, that was so clever.
Zelmiran, thank you for the 50 bits. NC recommendation, Gothica with a K.
The Halle Berry one, right? I never saw it. I did hear it's bad. But yeah, I'd check it out.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. These are my last bits. So, Doug, without spoiling anything, in season 3 or 4, a character dies that is both heartbreaking and a touching end to this character's story.
In season 3 or 4?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what show it was, though. They didn't specify.
I mean, it's probably
Rebels. Okay, Rebels. That's what I had thought, but I was like, I don't want to say that with confidence.
There was one scene in season 2. I guess it's no spoiler. For a second, I was like, are they going to kill Hera? Like, they really made it look like they're going to axe her off. And I was just like, wait, no, it wouldn't be at this point in the show. And it wouldn't be this way. I wouldn't think if they were going to do that. Like you said, it'd probably be like a season finale or something. But yeah, there was a second where I was just like, holy shit, did they kill her off? So I like when I'm getting into a show enough where I kind of forget that for a minute.
Talking of Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, have you seen the show Man vs. Food? Because the host is making a show about foods of the 80s. I never heard of breakfast pizza. Are there any food of the 80s that you want to see come back?
Oh man, let me think. I'm sure there is. I think I've heard of this show. Okay, yeah, I've seen this show.
Yeah, Man vs. Food was big for a while.
Yeah, I have seen this, and it's a lot of fun. Man, 80s foods. I kind of liked. I feel like some cereals were really good back then. So they had, again, probably just nostalgia. I remember the Ninja Turtles cereal being really good because it was kind of a clever idea. It was Chex with marshmallows, which sounds really simple and basic, but they actually really went well together because I like Lucky Charms, the marshmallows, but the actual Cheerios part, I think are really nasty. But like Chex, I like okay. So mixing it actually went really well. And no, it wasn't Chex, it was Ninja Nets. That's what they were. That was their way around it. It's like, okay, but it tasted really good.
Big Jack Films, thank you for the 50 bits. I don't know if you've ever seen the stop motion film Mary and Max with Philip Seymour Hoffman. It's one of the best films on the autism spectrum and highly recommend it, Doug. I showed it to my mom last week and she was in tears. Great story.
You know, it's weird. It is a great movie and somebody always brings it up and I totally forget about it until it's brought up again. I'm like, oh yeah, that movie's so good. The stop motion, the acting, is often the story's phenomenal. It's a true story as well. So it's like, oh man, this is so good. And for whatever reason, I forget about it all the time. I don't know why. But yes, anyone that hasn't seen this movie, just watch the trailer. Just the trailer alone is like so good. And you'll be like, man, I want to see this movie. And I don't know why I always forget about it for some reason.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. What do you guys think about this show premise? It's about a simple-minded man who always falls for telemarketing scams, but at the end of every episode, the scammer always suffers, and the simple-minded protagonist remains blissfully oblivious throughout it all.
This is that telemarketer show you're talking about, wasn't it?
I don't
know. If it's not, sounds good.
Bernsey, thank you for the 50 bits. I'm heading to dinner. Heather, I really hope your well-deserved time off from streaming over the next 5 to 7 days. You're a great member of CA and have shown that you really care about your subs and followers. Thanks.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Bernsey. Appreciate it. Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, can you name your favorite female leads, TV/movies, and any genre? As a female, I love Toph from Avatar, Ripley from Alien, Sarah Connor from T2, Erin Gruel from The Real Life Teacher. Is that Freedom Writers? I think that's Freedom Writers. Steel Magnolias, Ladies, etc.
God, I mean, the nice thing about that is that because I have so much artwork, I can just look around the room. It's like Rogue, Catwoman, Belle, Ed's really cool. That guy, we're talking about kids too. Alita's really cool. Princess Caroline from BoJack Horseman. I guess a lot of them are anime. Yeah, I mean that's just a handful right there. Spider-Gwen's really cool, even though I only know her from the movie, but it's like she was so cool in the movie. Oh, just like most of the cast of Steven Universe. So yeah, I guess there's a lot of anime stuff around here, but still, what's wrong with that?
Tulip fan, thank you for the 50 bits. What is the grossest scene that made you laugh in a cartoon? For me, it's in Ren and Stimpy, where Stimpy creates a hairball factory and licks a hairy fat man's back to spit up. Ew.
I remember that. In a cartoon, it probably would be Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah, I feel like it would be, right?
Weird, right? Yeah, I don't know why at all. I would think that. Yeah, man, I'm trying to think. I don't know why this makes me laugh, but in the Christmas episode, he lets out a fart and he just turns, and the way they drew, like, kind of the shit stain on the ground, it sounds so nasty, but just the way it was drawn looks so funny. Like, the fart was so strong, like, the smell left a mark on the ground. It's, I'm sorry. I'm a child. I apologize.
I love it. I know, guys, thank you for the 50 bits. I totally forgot about this, but Paramount and Jerry Bruckheimer are working on a Beyblade movie. 3 questions. Huh? Why? And where can I audition to be in this movie?
Is that the toy, the anime thing?
Beyblade, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, That is the one where, like with Pokemon, I'm like, all right, this is clever because you gotta collect them all, collect the monsters, and it's a card game. All right, this is clever. That one, is that the one where you literally just pull these tops, these strings, and they
Yeah.
spin around, and that is so cheap. That's the one where I'm just like, oh, you're not even trying. Come on. But people are still talking about it, apparently, and remember it. So what the fuck do I know?
Yeah, Doug, you got blurry.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Back here. Is that better or no?
Didn't quite do anything.
Really
Oh,
close.
there we go. Always love close up, Doug.
Is that good?
Then you got out of focus again.
What the fuck?
It looks like it's focusing on your light for some reason.
On my light?
Yeah.
Oh, like this?
Yeah.
Here, hold on. Maybe I can move it out. How about now? How's that?
Well, I think it's got to refocus on your face now. You might need to.
Okay, refocus on that face. There's the face. My gorgeous, hideous face. Is that better or no?
It's not changing much, and I don't know why.
What is happening here?
Oh, that's better. Yes, you're better.
Okay, all right, cool.
It's not quite as bad as it was, but
Here,
you're not
maybe
perfect. But it's not bad.
Here, hold on. Yeah, story of my life. Maybe I can just get a little closer here. Is that better if I'm just like this? Okay.
Yeah, it also feels very intimate right now.
Yeah. Hey, ASMR.
Turtle Power, thank you for the 50 bits. Speaking of Paramount Plus being stupid, did you know they didn't sign up any of the cast when they announced Star Trek 4? Peg, Quintino, Pine, none. I kid you not, they did it to raise their stock, and then when Wall Street found out none of the actors were actually signed up, it dropped super hard. Well,
That's funny.
From what I had heard, because I tend to look into things like this for Awesome Comics and Coffee. From what I had heard, when they announced it, they said they were in talks with the actors. So I don't know if they ever pretended like they did have them.
Yeah, because worst case scenario, they can still do it just with different actors. But
yeah,
so I can see that. But my guess is they were gonna do it, and they were in talks, and then they're probably like, oh no, like, we need something to get people talking or something. So maybe they said that to get the stock prices. They just said it early, maybe. I don't know. But I don't know. You know more about it than I do, Heather. Why am I talking about it?
Smash Ultra, thank you for the 200 bits. Hey, can I give you an idea for a movie month? Cartoon Network month with Dexter's Lab, Ego Trip, Billy and Mandy's Big Boogie Adventure, Kids Next Door, Operation Zero, Ed and Eddie Big Picture Show, Steven Universe the movie, and the regular show the movie.
Well, that's under the assumption I've seen all of these. And some of them I'm aware of. Like, yeah, obviously I've seen Steven Universe, and I've seen a little bit of Dexter's Lab, and a little bit of Ed, and Eddie, but it's just a little past my time, so I didn't grow up with it. If I did, I would talk the hell out of it, because everybody talks about that on the internet. But yeah, I don't think I saw enough of it to really go into detail about why it's good. I don't have time to watch all of it.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. The last movies I've seen in theater before the pandemic was Sonic and Dolittle. So going to see Sonic 2 will be a full circle moment for me, and I really want Dolittle to be good. Maybe because I miss Tony Stark?
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a man, what a rough last movie to see before the pandemic. I'll say, and Sonic is better than Dolittle. It's a lot better.
DCL Coda, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey Doug, what was that story you told about that weird moment you had watching Clone High?
Oh, so it was something where I think it's when Rachel was still with us. We were signing all these prints. I think it's for like one of the charity drives we did, and we're like, let's put on something. And I said, I just got the whole season of Clone High. It's a really funny show. Let's put it on, and it's surreal humor. It's a very funny show if you haven't seen it. And at the end of one of the episodes, they're talking about how, and you at home can do something to help. It was something about save the environment. I don't know, like a satire of that. And they said, yes, you're watching right now. You think that we're just saying this to the audience, but no, we're talking to you individually right now. That's right. We know your name, Doug. And all of us just froze. And everyone looked at me, and I looked left and right. It kind of took us a second. It's like, wait, that's the point. They put in a random name, so anyone named Doug would be like, what the fuck? But yeah, there was someone named Doug in the room, and just everyone just kind of stopped signing, looked up, looked left and right.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 50 bits. Did you like the twist from the DuckTales 2017 finale where Webby was revealed to be Scrooge's daughter/clone?
This is just going to be a spoiler chat, isn't it? Yes, I did. And it's funny, if you told me that like at the beginning I'd be like, oh, that's lame, but it really answers a lot, and it made her more interesting and explained why she was so obsessed with like Scrooge and Scrooge Adventures and stuff like that. And yeah, I don't know, because I thought the character was only okay, but when it got to that point, I'm like, that's pretty interesting. Like, that's a pretty cool backstory. So yeah, I liked it.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. My part 2 of my question earlier is that I don't know how to say this, but I'm kind of sick of the woke PC portrayals of women nowadays. Like the bad portrayals. Give me some personality and range of emotion. That's why I had a problem with, like, Captain Marvel and such. I mean, I don't have, not to be that person, I don't have enough time nor, like, correct tools to express my thoughts about this, but woke means nothing? You know what I mean? Like, it's really easy to slap that label on something when, like, you're just trying to say something that you don't necessarily like. But, like, I think there's a lot of really complex, great portrayals of women nowadays. Just because they're the star doesn't mean that it's automatically woke PC.
No, I know what you're talking about too, because we went through something like this in the 90s too, where it's like the token girl, where it was just like, well, here's the token girl. Great. What do we know about her? Well, she's the girl. She's just, strong female character, stuff like that. And that like meta quota, where I'm with you. There's a lot, hell, look at Steven Universe. I mean, all the characters in there.
Look at
like,
Arcane. How many wonderful, complex women are in Arcane?
Yeah, like 90% of them women, are all interesting. They're drawn uniquely. You remember them. I mean, so it's one of those things where it's like, I'm glad I don't think it's the majority now, because I feel like we lived through the point where it was the majority, where they're like, oh, just make the check mark. There's the token girl, kind of thing, where it's like, there's so much more interesting now. I think it's more. So when I do see something where someone's just very bland and forgettable, it's kind of more aggravating, because it's like, no, we're past this. Aren't we past this now? Sort of the new Lola in Space Jam is a good example of that. There's no character to that, but it's, I guess, better than the last one. But it's like, you see what they're doing with her in TV shows, and she's hilarious. You know, so I get what they're talking about, where it feels like they're doing that because they're afraid to show like flaws and a struggle and have a character's journey and stuff like that, because they might think, oh, that's saying women are weak. No, women are interesting and complex, like anyone is. So yeah, I know what you're saying. Excuse me. I know what you're saying with that.
Right, exactly. But then your problem is with the writing and the marketing, maybe, if like, because I think people had a problem with Captain Marvel's marketing, not necessarily like the I don't even know how to put it, but like that's the problem then. The writing and the marketing, not.
I know what you're saying with woke too. Has become like the new SJW thing, and I'm just like, nobody even says that anymore. I don't know. Like you're right. It's kind of like saying, cancel that. Well, it's just that's on everything now.
Right.
It just kind of doesn't mean anything anymore.
Yeah. Hewlett fan, thank you for the 50 bits. What's the best streaming service? They have like a couple of random questions, so I'm gonna break up their questions here. What's the best streaming service?
For me, it's a toss-up between Disney Plus and HBO Max.
Yeah, same. Doug, are you a fan of Mr. Plinkett's Star Wars reviews?
Yeah, weirdly, because he goes into details that I would not give a shit about. Like, oh my god, it's a fucking space wizards. Calm the fuck down. But he does it in such a funny way. And in such a way where you can tell he's passionate about it, and he really likes talking about it. He's so funny about it that I laugh my ass off. And the voice doesn't bother me either. I guess some people really don't like the voice, but I think they're very funny.
Heather, what's your favorite musical? People ask me this all the time, and I wish I had a better answer. I really love Fiddler on the Roof as just a classic. Both the stage and the movie are amazing. More current, maybe like Hamilton. We just saw Hadestown just 2 years ago. Hadestown was really great. So I don't know. I guess if I had to choose one, I might say Fiddler on the Roof. And last, are there any scenes in films you can't watch because they're just too gross?
Too gross? There's one thing in Jackass. It's not gross, but I literally I literally can't watch it. I don't want to say it just in case I don't want to get people uncomfortable, but it's probably the same scene. If you have a scene in the first Jackass, it's that one. It's probably the same one.
Black Chameleon, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi there. Have you ever heard of a movie called A Clockwork Orange?
Oh yeah, that's one of my favorite movies. Oh my god, it's so good.
Jocks Cab, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, you've watched of the Cuphead show so far, what's the best character and why is it the devil?
I mean, you're right. Maybe just because the devil is in it, it adds a little bit of that edge. Because I do like the show, but there's not much of an edge to it. So just having him in there at all, I think, just kind of ups it a little bit. Because I don't think there'd be many kid shows now that just have the devil in it.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. So Lilo and Stitch was released June 16th, 2002, and since this year will be the 20th anniversary, will you review it as the NC in June?
Somebody asked me that, and I don't know because I really like it. I don't know if I could bring much to it as the NC, but maybe I could. So I'm not sure yet. I'm thinking about it.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, I love the line from Batman Begins, why do we fall? So we learn to pick ourselves up. I think it's up there with great power comes great responsibility. Both became my life's mantra growing up.
See, and that's a good line. But again, you can feel that's trying to be there with great power line. For me, I love, what was it? Compassion is a quality your enemies won't share. And Bruce says that's why it's so important. I'm like, oh, that's such a good line. Oh my God.
Antari, thank you for the 100 bits. 2 questions, Doug. I assume palate cleanser means a break in between a consistent streak. Yeah, like in between games.
Yeah.
2, where are you going out of town? He's not going to
the town of Hashipaya.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Heather, are you still going to watch Turning Red next month on Disney Plus? And will you give your thoughts on Awesome Comics? Yeah, we probably will.
Are they doing it on Disney Plus?
Yeah. Turning Red is going straight to Disney Plus now.
They're not releasing it on the big screen?
Nope.
Oh,
isn't that a bummer?
Yeah.
Or Pixar.
Yeah.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What's your favorite Kiefer Sutherland performance? Does Lost Boys rank high if it's not that?
Man. I'm trying to think. Like, I like a lot of his stuff. I don't know what. Dark City's entering my head. Maybe because it's so rare that he plays kind of like the weirdo, like something out of like an old Frankenstein movie. You know, he's like a mix of like both Frankenstein and Igor. And I really like that. I guess I'll say that. I'm sure there's a better one, but I'll go with that.
Turtle Power, thank you for the 50 bits. One thing I like about the new Batman is that Gotham City doesn't look like Chicago or Pittsburgh. What I love about that look and the one in Batman Begins is that it looks like a mashup of cities that doesn't quite exist in our world. Of course, I'm biased because my favorite Gotham is Bo Welch's from Batman Returns, and that one literally does not even look real.
My favorite is still, though this, from seeing the trailers from the Batman, that Gotham City's pretty damn cool. I think I really like the 89 one because every time I see it, it's literally dripping with atmosphere. I never noticed like on Blu-ray just how many things are like dripping in the background. There's just so many details. And it's like, I think I say in the review, it's like if Fritz Lang's Metropolis is going to mug you.
Jocks Cab, thank you for the 50 bits. I doubt Doug has heard of this game. So Heather, have you ever heard of a PC game called 100% Orange Juice? I think it'd be a fun addition for Tournament Tuesday. I have not. I will have to look into that.
What a funky title. Yeah.
100%
okay.
Orange Juice. Interesting. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What Batman villain would you want to see in a potential sequel to The Batman?
I mean, I want to see Scarecrow in him. Like, give him a movie, not a cameo, not a sidebar. Really go into some. I mean, you've seen those Arkham games. Come on, when he's hallucinating and there's a whole level around the Scarecrow. You've seen the comics. You've seen the show. There's so much you can do with it. Get Scarecrow in there.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Who do you prefer, Charlie Chaplin or Buster Keaton?
Keaton. Chaplin's great. I'm not gonna badmouth Chaplin at all, but Buster Keaton. It's just a little bit more my humor. I love how he never smiles. There's just something a little more depressing about it. That's funny.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Which Diane Guerrero, character do you like more? Isabella from Encanto or Crazy Jane from Doom Patrol? I know the choice is obvious, but I just thought I'd ask.
I mean, Crazy Jane. Yeah, there's just more going on.
Right. Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Heather, you know the best bar crawl I went to in Chicago? The Harry Potter bar crawl in 2017 and the Pokemon Go bar crawl the year after that, after the app came out. Do you have a memorable bar crawl? So they only did this once, and it was the most amazing bar crawl, I guess you could call it, that I've ever been on. When I was in college, the BNSF, which is a train line that hits Chicago and goes through all the suburbs, had a special for college kids where they did a train bar crawl. So it stopped in every major like suburb from Chicago to Aurora, and we got a beer in like all of these different places in the suburbs, and it was great. I mean, they never did it again, and it was just to get college kids on the train and to be like, hey guys, taking the train is a really cool way to get into Chicago. When you get a big kid job in Chicago, come ride the train. The train is cool and hip, and it was so fun, though.
I always liked St. Patty's Day. I can't do it now. I mean, I can take like one beer, my stomach already starts turning, but it's like, yeah, man, we had so many fun pub crawls on St. Patty's Day.
Smash Ultra, thank you for the 50 bits. What's your favorite Batman, Arkham Batman, Dark Knight Batman, Michael Keaton Batman, animated series Batman, Lego Batman, or Brave and the Bold Batman? So I guess who's your favorite Batman?
I thought you were saying like which one's, because I was like, your favorite Michael Keaton Batman?
Right. So I think they just worded it weird.
Okay, is Batman the animated series in there or no?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, so, okay, anything animated, it's Kevin Conroy. Anything live action, it's Keaton.
Oh, so I think they're asking who is your favorite Batman? Arkham Batman? Dark Knight Batman? Okay, all right. Sorry.
Oh, not even actor. We're just talking about the character. Yes. Probably the animated series. I think that got everything Batman.
Yeah. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Which Batman and Robin villain was the least horrible? Bane, Poison Ivy, or Mr. Freeze?
Mr. Freeze, because he is having so much fun. You just know he thought he was in the Adam West, like a big screen version of the Adam West one. And I mean, I can't say it isn't that, but he's playing it exactly like how an actor from the Adam West show would play it. And it's really, really fun.
Ram Joe, thank you for that 3-month subscription. Welcome back. Appreciate it. DDMO, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey, Doug, did you see the new ads for the Blu-ray and digital releases of Spider-Man No Way Home? Are you going to check out the additional footage? It looks like Tom and Andrew and Toby had a hell of a time during the making of this movie. Toby dancing his ass off in front of Tom and Andrew is just hilarious and adorable at the same time.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun. It's funny. I wasn't thinking like, oh, I can't wait to see behind the scenes side, but they've been pushing it a lot on YouTube, and it's like, you know, that does sound kind of fun. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that. Just seeing these three hang out and crack jokes and stuff like that actually sounds really cool.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. The answer to my previous question is actually none of the above. John Glover as Dr. Jason Woodrue is the best villain in that movie by far. In all seriousness, though, I would have loved him as the main villain. It actually might have been fun to see him go up against Clooney.
Yeah, would have been neat.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 200 bits. Doug, if you haven't, please check out YouTube channel Cinema Therapy. Coincidentally, they did a new one with Nolan's Bruce / Batman. Check their vids out. They're amazing. They did a silent voice Totoro, lots of Pixar Disney movies, psychology of heroes and villains, etc.
I've heard of them. I don't think I've seen any of the videos yet, but I've heard of them before, and I hear they're really good.
Queen Calificent, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug and Heather, what's your favorite song from Encanto? Surface Pressure for me.
That is very, very good. That'd probably be my second favorite. It's Bruno. I'm sorry, it's such a cliche, but it really does get in my head.
DDMO, thank you for the 50 bits. If Zack Snyder were to ever join the MCU, what project would you like to see him tackle? For me, it would be World War Hulk, Hulk versus Wolverine, or Ghost Rider. Actually, a Zack Snyder Ghost Rider is not a bad idea, DDMO.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
Jocks Cabs, thank you for the 50 bits. Here's a question about a voice actor you don't talk about as much as others. Doug, favorite Jeff Bennett performance?
I apologize. I have to remind myself who that is.
Yeah, I may need to as well.
Let me see. Okay, he was like Hamster Wheel. He was Candlejack. Just sort of going through the Creeper. Okay, he's usually a voice that sounds like this. Oh, he was Smee? That's kind of cool. I guess just looking over this lineup here. Oh, he's Johnny Bravo? Okay. Oh, Johnny Bravo's pretty funny. Yeah, I'll say Johnny Bravo.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Which awkward Kingdom Hearts moment was funnier? Ariel asking, "Where is the keyhole, Daddy?" Or the death of Goofy?
Oh, Death of Goofy. Oh my god. That I just love when he comes back. He's like, "Oh yeah, I just got hit with a rock." Like it was so odd. I love it.
Stunning Steve, thank you for the $10. Just wanted Doug to know how big of a fan I am. I've been watching him since before he quit his job. Laughed so hard when he posted the quitting vid.
Awesome. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Steve. Appreciate that. Kermit Wazowski, thank you for the 50 bits. Hope you both enjoy your break next week. Take care. Thank you.
Thank you.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug and Heather, in the new Willy Wonka movie, do you think we'll see kids getting messed up like the original, or do you think they'll downplay things like that?
I don't know, because weirdly you think in the Burton one, well, they'll be a lot more messed up in that, but no, you see them all walk away, at the very end. So, yeah, I don't know. I'll just have to see.
I hope it'll be a little bit messed up, just because. So right now the Wonka estate just did or not Wonka, sorry, Roald Dahl's estate just made a deal with Taika Waititi for a whole bunch of movies and shows on Netflix. And I think Taika Waititi is going to have a perfect voice to tackle a whole bunch of those Roald Dahl movies and Roald Dahl series. And so like I feel like I'm more excited for like a Taika Waititi Charlie and the Chocolate Factory than like this weird prequel with Timothy Chalamet. Or
yeah, because he can bring the weird, but he can bring legit heart to it too.
Yes.
So I feel like even if he did something like the BFG, like he could really work with that well.
Yeah, I heard that news and I was like, if Taika Waititi is not the most perfect person to do Roald Dahl. Hewlett fan, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you ever seen the war movie Come and See? It's a World War II movie about a Belarusian boy who has his life and entire town ruined by the worst Nazi, Oscar Dillwagner. It's still one of the saddest and realistic war films ever. Please watch it.
I'm sorry. I'm just looking at Christ. I'm just looking at the pictures from it. It just looks horrific. It looks great. I don't know if I'll be rushing to see it because it doesn't look like remember how we were talking about saddest endings and stuff. It looks like one of those that stick with me, but yeah, it looks very powerful.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Heather, I know you said that Uncharted movie is a turn your brain off kind of movie, but for a movie based off one of the most popular games, should we settle for that? Because at least National Treasure is fun and charming. Uncharted was kind of bland. I mean, I thought Uncharted had a certain charm to it, and this is an unpopular opinion, okay? I'm well aware this is an unpopular opinion. Whatever. I don't think the games are anything to write homes about either. Like, they're fun and they're good, and I understand at the time period that they were made, they were like, especially the first one, they were groundbreaking, but like someone who's playing all four right now, like, they're good, they're fun, but I'd rather play one of the new Tomb Raider games.
Well, I'll say it's like on Rotten Tomatoes, I thought there'd be a lot more hate for it because people would be like, hey, it's not like the games, whatever, but it's at something like audience score is like 90% or something like that. So, I mean, movie audiences seem to like it fine, I guess.
Right. It's not great, too. I will definitely say that. It's not great, but it's fine. It's about what I was expecting. Mumrar, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug. Another thing that creeps about Return to Oz is the Disney DVD cover art for it. Dorothy looks like a Gelfling from Henson's Dark Crystal movie. Give it a look.
Yeah, if you think of the one I'm thinking of, I think that's this Druzan poster too, and it's and I adore Druzan. This is not one of his better ones. Okay, she looks very weird in it. It's just them kind of flying, and that's it. Like, I don't know. I didn't feel like there was much to it, but I could be wrong. Maybe it wasn't his, and maybe we're even thinking of different ones. But I thought it was.
Dave Moran, thank you for that 2-month subscription. Welcome back. Appreciate that. Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Oh, Doug, please check out Codename Kids Next Door, because for me, that was my X-Men animated series, which is one of the many inspirations for the creation, as well as Castle in the Sky. You should definitely check it out from the movie Operation Zero.
I've seen a little bit of it, and I liked it, but yeah, it just, again, past my time, and I don't really have much time now to watch it.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Heather, you should put that quote on a t-shirt to sell. Woke means nothing. I want to buy it for C2E2. I'm not the person to be selling that kind of merch. Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Last bits for tonight. The Groucho Marx glasses is probably my favorite comedy gag ever. Like, whenever I see someone wearing those glasses with a big nose, stash, and eyebrows with absolutely no contacts, it always kills me. I don't know why. Maybe because the laziest disguise you can think of, or maybe I affiliate with the Timeless Mirror sketch. P.S. What'll it take to see both you do a stream in those things?
Maybe we'll go look. Weirdly, I don't think we have any at the studio. You think we would, but I think that's one of the things we never did get.
Hewlett fan, thank you for the 50 bits. Your Patch Adams review is 10 years old. Thank you for warning me about how bad it was because the film was so manipulative and treacly. It makes me mad. Worst Williams film ever. Also, more obscure question. What cartoon character do you think suffered the most? For me, it's got to be Kenny from South Park. I literally exist just to die. Poor kid.
I mean, if we want to get really technical, maybe the characters from Grave of the Fireflies.
Oh my god, Doug.
Yeah,
I just smacked the microphone because I almost spit water everywhere.
I mean, tell me I'm wrong. Yeah, and then with Patch Adams, yeah, I hate that movie even when I didn't know the context, you know, like what was really going on. It felt so manipulative even before, you know, I did the research on, because the real guy is really fascinating. His ideas are really fascinating too. But hopefully, because I hear it was a hit, so maybe it'll get more people looking at him. I don't know.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug and Heather, do you know what underrated Batman villain I want to see in a movie? Calendar Man. If you remember him from the Arkham series, I want that version of Calendar Man because he comes off very Hannibal. Yeah, Calendar Man is an underrated character that could be utilized well. I still have to watch the movie for Long Halloween, but that's a great classic Batman story that really tells the character of Calendar Man well and does that character well.
You know, I must have a really bad memory because I only remember him from the Harley Quinn show. I knew he was a real character, but I don't remember him from Long Halloween or the Arkham Cat. I don't know how I'm forgetting him. So I'll look into it again. Maybe when I see him again, I'll be like, oh yeah, that guy.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 200 bits. Also, thanks for the input about my topic I asked about women in media and such. I like to see topics, I like to see the opinions and such. Doug did get what I was trying to mean earlier, but what you said earlier, Heather, about marketing, etc., I could see that being a problem too, so thanks.
Absolutely.
Cool. Mumrar, thank you for the 50 bits. Why do you think movies/series don't use vehicle mascots much anymore, like the A-Team van, DeLorean, Airwolf, General Lee, Knight Rider's Kit, Mystery Machine, Herbie, etc.? Seems like the Batmobile is the only one that gets used a lot. What was your favorite?
Yeah, actually the Batmobile. the Batman movie Batmobile still looks amazing to me. Quick funny story. When they showed Tim Burton the model, he said, "Oh, that looks great. Where's the door?" They went, "Shit. The top opens up." He goes, "Oh, okay." They forgot to put a door on it originally.
Zalmiran, thank you for the 50 bits. NC recommendation, Hotel for Dogs.
God, I think I remember that. I never saw it, but I remember people saying I should see it for an NC, so maybe I will.
Zalmarin, thank you for the 50 bits. Ever thought of doing the Final Destination movies?
I saw the first one. I never saw any of the sequels. I heard they were just excuses to get creative deaths. So for that reason alone, probably not, because YouTube will yank that. So probably not.
Strider for Life, thank you for the 50 bits. Just wondering, Doug, have you ever thought of having a Skype discussion with Michael Franzese? I'm sorry, I am awful with names. Franzese?
I apologize. This guy's not ringing a bell. I'll look into him.
Zelmiran, thank you for the 50 bits. Using up the last bits. Love you guys. Ooh woo.
Ooh woo. To you too.
And that was the last bit message. We paced ourselves very well today.
Yeah, there was no, we got X amount of time or anything. Nice.
Yeah.
I do a highlight too.
Yeah, we have a couple of highlights that we can check out. R-Red asks or says, Doug, will there be any more Dark Toons? And if so, what are some of the videos planned?
I got some on a list, but I'm not planning any in the near future. Maybe I just got dark tuned out. I don't know, and I'm doing some other stuff. But I don't know if I want to say I'm never gonna do it again. But nothing's planned. I do still have a list if I decide to go back to it.
Hyper Fanboy says, my friend and I did some food fight research and we found out that it was left unfinished after a lot of its files were stolen, which explains the $65 million.
Okay, I thought I heard something. I heard it wasn't just they gave the money and then it disappeared, or like oh yeah, and here's the movie, pocket whatever. I heard something did happen with that. Yeah, and even something like Justice League is like, how can it cost that much? Or Solo, how can it cost that much? Because reshoots and stuff like that, they just one decision can suddenly rake it up, even if it doesn't show on screen.
Yeah. Lord R. Wolfen says, my question is for Heather, since Doug doesn't like the series, but what are your thoughts on Netflix making a live-action Pokemon series with the showrunner of Lucifer as the head writer? And no, it has nothing to do with the Ryan Reynolds film. I mean, it could be good, and Netflix is very hit or miss, as we've seen with anime adaptations. I mean, it could, but it could also be awful. I don't know. Pokemon seems to fit best in an animated world, though, if we're being honest. I don't know why you would make a live-action Pokemon.
Oh, it's live action? Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Huh. I mean, I guess they did Detective Pikachu, I guess, but...
Right, but that also had a style to the Pokemon. You know what I mean? Like, they did an interesting way to bring the Pokemon into the real world, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, for what I've seen of it, it seems best... It's so anime, it seems best as an anime.
Right, right. Yeah. Hyper Fanboy says, after hearing what you had to thought of Kanan in Rebels, are there any other examples of characters with interesting backstories, but the characters itself you found boring?
Oh, just in general?
Yeah.
I mean, Anakin in the prequels, but again, they made him interesting in the show.
Yeah, and this might be the last one that we do because it is 7 o'clock here. Game Fan says, hello, Doug, did you see the series finale of Arthur? Also, thoughts on Arthur being over after 25 years, and another thing, will you do an NC on Arthur? Some of the episodes.
I can answer that in one sentence. I have never seen an episode.
Arthur's great, and I'm
sure it is. I have nothing against. I've never seen an episode.
And the final episode was really sweet. They showed him grown up, and like Arthur becomes a comic book writer, and like they used his original voice actor came back to do the grown up Arthur.
Oh, that's cool.
And there was a cameo by the author himself, Mark Brown. In a library that like inspired Arthur to become an author. So like they did some cute stuff.
that sounds like a perfect way to end it.
Right.
For a show I've never seen.
Truly. All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. In case you haven't been catching the little hints to it, there is no stream with Doug tomorrow night. Doug is enjoying the beautiful sunsets at so Doug will not be here, and then also next week I'm going to be taking a little break, so there's not going to be streams on Monday, there's not going to be streams on Tuesday, and there will be no Thursday stream. There's no Awesome Comics this Saturday as well, but we will be doing Awesome Comics not this Saturday but next Saturday, because we're going to have to talk about the Batman, you know what I'm saying? So no stream Friday night or Saturday morning or Monday, but Malcolm will be here tomorrow. So if you still want to watch a stream, Malcolm will be here tomorrow from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock. So come hang out with Malcolm, okay?
Yes, and I'll miss I'll miss 2 of these and 2 of the Friday streams, but after that I'll be right back on track. And don't worry, there's still gonna be NCs, and like I said, review of the Batman is gonna be out. And I'm gonna shoot it today. So still keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, but thank you all so much. Take care. There's a lot of crazy stuff happening in the world, but take care of yourselves, okay? Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see y'all later.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Goodbye. Bye-bye. Goodbye. Goodbye. Thank you.